FitMC. What's going on, everybody? This is FitMC, and today we're going to talk about how the update Aquatic, or Minecraft 1.13 in the Java edition, is going to affect the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, 2b2t.org. This update has the potential to change the server far more than any previous update. Now, I apologize if I haven't posted an actual video in 2 weeks. I've been busy drinking beer and throwing axes. That's not a joke, by the way.
The hat boner.
But anyway, I'll be giving you a rundown of how specific changes from the update will affect 2b2t, since the meta in an anarchy server is far different than a normal server due to the rampant usage of hacked clients. What is a minor change for vanilla Minecraft can be a game-changing meta on 2b2t, and vice versa. Let's begin with the items and features that will no doubt bring the most immediate change to the server. Let's start with turtle arrows. I wanted to mention turtle arrows first because they have the potential to become the biggest troll weapon on 2b2t. I say potential because we currently don't know if hacked clients will be able to bypass the effects of them or not. When shooting a target with a turtle arrow, the target receives slowness 4 for about 7 seconds, making them unable to move at all. Since potion effects can last much longer due to the lag conditions or low TPS on 2B, it is possible to completely stop someone from moving just by shooting them every so often. As I've shown my fans in single player, turtle farms can be industrial after only 3 hours of hatching eggs, meaning this will be one of the first 1.13 items you see being used at spawn. While the resistance provided is useful for staying alive, keeping someone in place makes it easier to shred their armor, especially with crystals. The Riptide enchantment. Riptide 3 is hands down the best mobility enchantment ever in Minecraft. It allows you to stay in the air indefinitely as long as it's raining. It also offers some new attack options and tricks. I mean, you can literally Goomba stomp enemies now. How is that not the most baller thing you've ever seen in Minecraft? Riptide Tridents will become a useful mobility tool for anyone traveling in the overworld. Just don't expect it to be useful in the nether. Now, whether hacked clients are able to exploit the Riptide Dash or not will determine if this enchantment stays enabled on 2B. If there's a way for players to travel quickly and generate new chunks in the overworld, Housemaster usually shuts it down. There's a reason Elytras are never coming back. So whether Riptide 3 has a big impact on 2b2t or not, it all depends if Housemaster keeps this enchantment in the game. Alpha items and hacked IDs. Many quote-unquote alpha items, or items from the older versions of Minecraft that lack a texture in the newer versions, will be changed in 1.13. Alpha slabs will actually become petrified wood slabs. They will also be given the normal slab texture finally, but will still retain their fireproof quality that normal slabs lack. Alpha leaves will lose their missing texture and will take on the normal leaf texture. This also applies to items with hacked IDs, such as this iron horse armor seen here. Items like this originally came from backdoored stashes, where hacked-in items were given IDs that didn't actually exist yet, in the hopes that one day they would become something useful in a future update. There was a chance these items could end up as flowers, as a plant, or they could become a command block. There was no telling what these IDs would be assigned in future updates. This specific horse armor was taken directly from Tristan's stash when it was raided a few years ago. These items were coveted during the Rusher War, mainly due to my videos on them, but their story on 2B is finally coming to a close. In 1.13, these items will be gone. Skeleton horses now have the ability to run underwater. This change was applied to them since they are an undead mob, and undead mobs sink into the water in 1.13. While it might seem like a fun novelty in single player, having an undead horse on 2B2T is now a big deal because of the mobility horses can provide with horse speed hacks. Players on 2B will be able to entity speed underwater for the first time, which can provide a safe and easy means of escape from a hairy situation. Since withers do not attack undead mobs, skeleton horses are still the best mounts to have near spawn. The tough part for you will be finding one. Thunder has not been enabled on the server for over a year, so your best bet would be to look for them between 10k overworld and 50k overworld. We found several on stream over the past year in this region. Good luck. And speaking of lightning and thunder, the channeling enchantment for Tridents allows people to strike mobs with lightning, assuming that a thunderstorm is currently happening. But since thunderstorms are disabled on 2B2T, there's no known way that this enchantment is going to work on 2B in the coming update. Unless someone can find a way to bypass this, but I don't see that as very likely, so don't expect to see this enchantment be useful on 2B2T. Since world generation has technically changed again, expect to find chunk borders on 2B. Unlike previous ones, these borders will be more subtle, unless you are in one of the new biomes such as a frozen ocean, where you can expect the chunks to be very violent in their change. But these borders can be followed in some cases, and would allow players to track down the path someone else took, potentially leading to bases. While finding bases this way is very tedious and time-consuming, it can be done. If you plan on making a new base in 1.13, you best wait until the update hits to start looking for a spot. Phantoms at best will be a minor annoyance. I originally thought they would be a nightmare for new players on the server trying to escape spawn, but through gameplay, I found that all it takes is a sword and a shield to make these mobs harmless. Phantoms will not be that big of a deal for 2B2T. Their drops, however. Slow Fall. Phantoms drop a membrane that can be used to make slow falling potions. The slow falling effect will give some new escape options to players. Since slow falling is a new game mechanic, this brings us to the last thing I wanted to discuss today, and perhaps the most important for 2Builders 2 tools. Hacked clients and anti-cheat plugins. With so many new game mechanics introduced in the update Aquatic, anti-cheat plugins for multiplayer servers have to be adjusted in order to allow these new features. Since slow falling, horses running underwater, and sudden dashes into the air are now a vanilla feature, it might be possible for hacked clients to spoof these actions. Perhaps slow falling hacks are now possible, or using Riptide outside of water. Who knows? But you can bet that client devs will be testing these things out immediately. When is the update Aquatic coming to 2B2T? Well, let's take a look at 2B's history of updates and we can pretty much figure it out. In the past, updates have taken some time to be introduced to 2B2T after their official release date. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. It only took a few weeks for 2B to update to 1.10, since that update was quite small. But there have been other times where it has taken upwards of 4 months to update from release date to actually being on 2B2T. With all the content being added in 1.13, I predict the update will be hitting the server in around September or October. And I also expect there to be another temporary map in place while House attempts to update the server. This is just my guess, but based on previous updates and the time it took, I think this is a safe bet. And if it does get updated even earlier, we can all be pleasantly surprised. But this will be the first major update 2B2T has had in about a year. I've gone over the things that are going to have an impact, but there are always features, bugs, and exploits that will be used that nobody saw coming. It's going to be a very, very interesting time on 2B2T, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. But do you think the update Aquatic will affect 2B2T in a way that I haven't mentioned yet? If not, make sure to let me know down in the comments what you think is going to change. Well, that's it for today's video, everyone. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Now, thank you so much for watching today, everyone. Our adventures on 2B2T continue. Take it easy, and if you plan to plan the server for yourself, just remember, stay alive out there.